Ready?
Ready.
Stop.
Let's go.
Well, look who it is. Finally got Richard back behind the camera. Or in front of the camera, I guess.
Yes, I'm always in back of the camera.
In front of the camera.
You got me locked up back there now.
This is your life now. Anyways, today we're here filming a video because our baby Angel is turning 1 next week.
It is so crazy that it's been a year.
It's flown by.
Can you imagine like a year ago, you were in the hospital popping out that baby, screaming in pain, telling the Russian epidural man that he put it in wrong?
The Russian epidural man, the anesthesia.
No, it was the epidural guy.
It's an anesthesiologist. He really fucked up my back for good, you guys. I actually have severe chronic back pain now, so I don't know about that epidural, but it was bad.
She's a delicate fucking flower.
Anyway, so we're here today because Capri is turning 1 next week, and we wanted to sum up what we've learned and some tips, and we've each written down 5 points. I wrote points, literally bullet points, and Paul wrote novels.
You've told me to just write down our thoughts.
I literally said to summarize it in 1 word.
You did not. What?
I said one
You
word
did not say
bullet
1 word
points.
bullet points. You just said bullet points.
He doesn't listen.
I'm the one who
So
doesn't
I'll
listen.
start, and if my first point overlaps with your point, just let me know, because I'm curious to see if we're like on the same page about parenting, you know, after a year of doing it together, if we're like anywhere together in this whole
Are we
situation.
going in any specific order, or is it just what we wrote down?
Well, I'll just start, and if
yeah, but are you giving like your number 1 tip?
No, there's no specific order. I'm just going with like what came to mind first, I guess. And if what I'm talking about is on your list, just jump in and tell me that we're on the same page.
I'll just nod and wave.
Okay. So my first tip and advice that I've learned throughout the first year of parenting is ask for help and have a support system around you. No?
Okay. I mean, 100% agree with that one. I did not write that one down.
Okay, well, for me, that might be the most important one, just because I
have someone that's somewhat related, but go ahead.
Okay, well, this also goes hand in hand with, like, you know, we had a night nurse, and I very much feel like that helped me in the beginning, this being our first child, and it being such a scary thing, having the night nurse, having our family here.
It's a lot of responsibility to have a newborn baby in your house, and, you know, you've never really been responsible or taken care of such a
and not even just responsibility baby. Like, it's scary, it's unknown, you feel overwhelmed, you feel intimidated, you feel insecure, like you really just don't know what you're getting yourself into. At least that's how I felt. So it was nice having people with experience around us. It was nice having our family to relieve us of some of the duties. Having a night nurse, having a night nurse was really honestly the best luxury I've ever had in my life.
Can't operate without sleep, so
neither can you. Who are you fooling?
What do you mean?
Don't try to like fool the camera right now that you're like fine not sleeping.
I require much less sleep than you.
No, you need your 8 hours. You get into bed at 9 p.m. these days.
That's just because I'm tired. Doesn't mean I couldn't operate the next day on 4 hours.
You would be a really nasty person.
Maybe we should try it for a week.
No.
We should each sleep for 4 hours and see
Knock
how that goes.
on wood, we've been very lucky that Capri is a great sleeper, so we haven't ever had like sleepless nights. Even when she's teething or going through an awful leap, like we really haven't had anything awful to deal with. So we're very, very blessed in that regard. But I think that having support of your family or any support system really is truly, truly the best thing to have.
So that kind of leads into what I mean, it's not exactly the same, but one of the points on my list was teamwork. And the fact...
That's on mine. Do things together.
Was the fact that we had like each other's backs and we were in it together. Like I honestly could not imagine raising Capri myself. And I applaud like all the single parents out there who do that, and it's just amazing to me. Not only being a single parent, but also working and providing for the family. Like, that's incredible to me.
To be able to also separate your kid from you because you have to go back to work if you have to, and doing that on your own, knowing that your other significant other isn't with your baby, like that breaks my heart. I can't even like imagine.
But the fact that, you know, Sivan and I would take shifts and we'd be responsible. One would do a feeding here, one would do a feeding there. If one of us was tired, the other one would pick up the slack.
Or if I was pumping, he would wash the parts or like put the milk away. So we like tag teamed all the tedious tasks that come with parenting.
Right. So it just made it a lot easier.
Yeah, 100%. Okay. My next thing is consistency/schedule.
That was on my list.
Okay, so I knew that had to be on your list. But like everyone in our family who's had children, and even our friends who have had children have given us shit at one point or another about the schedule that we
Basically,
planned.
that the baby's the boss, and that we should just listen to whatever the baby wants when the baby wants it.
Yeah, and basically that us reading books and following methods and schedules was going to be out the window the moment the baby got here, because the baby is going to do what it wants and things aren't going to happen as we planned. And we actually have stuck to the schedule that Paul has developed from day one till this very moment. And Capri is the most scheduled, predictable baby there ever was, as in my opinion. Like, we can anticipate her needs because she knows when she's going to be fed. We know when she's going to get tired. We know when it's too much for her. We know when the right time is to take her places. Like, she really is such an easy baby because we know what her behavior is going to be at that specific time of the day.
So, yeah, I mean, exactly what she said. But at the same time, I do want to say that we don't schedule everything so specific. Like, when she was very young, we were much more precise about the schedule.
Yeah.
But as she's grown up a little bit more, we're a little bit more flexible on the schedule and bend it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I've felt, and what we've implemented, is that from the beginning, she is fed at the same time every day, same intervals, same amount of food. We were not luckily, but we were able to do that because Yvonne was pumping and we've been using formula, so we could actually monitor her intake. So we knew exactly how much food she was getting, and we knew exactly how much she needed based on her age and weight.
If you want that formula, just DM Paul and he'll tell you exactly what to feed your kid and at what times.
And then we also were able to schedule her bedtime and her nap times. And so then everything in between that was free time. And now as she's grown up a little bit, we're a little bit more flexible with the nap times and with the feeding schedule. But bedtime is still a hard,
strict
7 p.m. Otherwise, it's not pretty.
It's not. That's the one time Capri is not a cute baby, is when she's overtired.
Yes.
But we pretty much, for the feedings, have always stuck to the schedule no matter what. Like, we try to adhere to the feeding schedule, but it's like naps during the day we'll be a little bit more flexible and lenient on, depending on what the day looks like. But like he said, bedtime is 7 p.m. no matter what, no matter where we are. Like, we're out of the restaurant, we're out on vacation. Like, it's room service for dinner. It doesn't matter. She needs to be in bed by a certain time. Otherwise, it's not good.
And this feeding schedule, in my opinion, ties into the sleep schedule or like the baby sleeping through the night, because a baby knows that when she's going to eat, and she's not worried about that, so the baby isn't crying like when she gets hungry. She knows as soon as she wakes up at 7 a.m., 6:30 a.m., she's going to get a bottle.
Yep.
And she's going to be full, and just knowing exactly how much she should be eating, making sure she gets enough formula or milk for that day, then she's not going to be waking up hungry and not having enough sustenance to sustain her through the 12-hour sleep that we get.
That is if your baby goes according to plan. Otherwise, we don't know what the answers are. Okay, my next, or actually, why don't you do your next one?
All right, my next one is, well, I mean, kind of go off what you just said. Every baby is different, and just because something worked for someone else doesn't mean it's going to work for you, and you need to do what works for your family.
Do what's right for you / your baby.
I mean, every family's on a different schedule. We got her up every day at 6:30 a.m. and put her down at like 7 p.m. And while other people, they might have different shifts at work and whatnot, and they might want to wake up the baby at 10 a.m. and then have the baby go to sleep at 10 p.m. It's just all whatever works for you. And you can't really just go off what other people's experiences, because you'll know your baby best. Yes. And you'll be able to figure it out. Make
those decisions that make sense for you and your baby. Okay, so my other thing, which now we've overlapped on 3 of them, so this is like my last one, was no bad habits. So that
was mine.
Was it? Not starting anything, like, just don't start bad habits. And
babies are blank slates.
Yeah. Basically, we took a class that really stuck with me. The woman was like, we mess up babies. Babies don't mess us up. So, for instance, like with breastfeeding, she was saying, like, don't go off and, like, listen to other people's advice and books and this, like, do what your baby needs, because your body will produce what your baby needs. So don't like manipulate the system, don't manipulate your body. And I feel like that whole mentality applies to everything we do with Capri. We don't allow her to sleep in our bed, and there was other little things here and there.
Oh, that's been very hard for you.
Well, I still have never slept with her. Paul won't let me. And I like keep asking him when's the day that I can let her sleep in the bed. But like in the back of my mind, I'm also like, what if the one day I let her sleep in bed, she's like, something happens and she's like, fuck you, now I'm in bed every night. Yeah, every night with
clingy. Us. Yeah.
So I don't know. Like there's things like that where I feel like it's worth it in the long run. We're going to be so happy that she wants to sleep in her own bed and she's fine and comfortable and feels safe.
Give us a little privacy.
Okay. But yeah, I think not developing bad habits is a good tip, because it's so easy when you're like desperate and you're tired and fatigued and
give in and do something just to make the crying stop.
Yeah, to stop the crying or just out of convenience. I totally get it. And like when we're in the car and she's screaming, crying, and we've got a long car ride, it's like, hi, Baby Shark is now on the phone, because we can't. We said no TV, but like here we are. Sometimes at 5 p.m., like you have to let her watch like 15 minutes of Baby Shark, because I'm done, she's done, I'm not entertaining her anymore, and it's like close to bedtime, close to dinner time, it's gonna be okay.
But yeah, and you know, again, with that, just reinforce the good habits and don't give in on bad habits. You know, for example, if she cries,
the screaming.
Oh, the screaming is a whole next level issue that we're having an issue.
Oh my God, she's going through. That's like, it's not a phase either. Everyone keeps saying it's a phase. It's not a phase, because she's been screaming. Like she discovered her voice.
Or maybe it's just a really long phase.
No, I think she discovered her voice at 5 months, and she stopped screaming, and now it's been like a whole month of her screaming again. So I feel like she's doing it like it's like a tantrum in a way.
I don't know if it's not a tantrum, but it's her way of communicating something.
Yeah. Anything else on your list?
I think the last thing is more just something that I learned by this whole process, is that we got it really easy. and we were extremely lucky that Capri has such a pleasant disposition.
Yeah.
And is such a good sleeper. And the fact that we had so much family around us willing to help us, and we had a night nurse. Like, we are not the average parents.
Down. It's happening. If we have another kid, we're having a night nurse. Paul's like trying to like throw things out there.
No. I'm just saying, like, we had it much easier than a lot of people, I think, and I don't take that for granted. I'm very appreciative.
Yeah.
Compared to hearing stories from our friends and family on what's going on with their kids, I just feel like we were extremely lucky. We love you, Capri.
Aww.
And that if we have another baby, I am terrified, because I feel, even though we had this baby and we've made it out alive, and I feel like at least the hardest part of the first year or whatnot, we may or may not be prepared for the next one, because she has been so good and so easy.
She's such an angel.
Are you really crying right now?
No, I can't believe she's turning 1.
She's going to be no longer a baby. She's going to be a toddler.
You were just about to call her a big bitch.
What? No,
I heard you. You said she's about to be a big bitch, and you changed.
I know. I never call my daughter a bitch.
Oh yeah. She can be a little bitch sometimes. We got very, very lucky with Capri. So we don't know. Maybe there'll be another baby in the future. If not, we're super happy with her. We're very lucky, and we'll just see what happens.
Are we having another baby next year?
All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Paul, as I said, Paul will be more present in the videos from now on. So if you guys want to ask him any additional questions, feel free to leave them down below in the comments, and we will try to do more of these Q&A kind of videos more often and share them.
This wasn't a Q&A.
Well, it was supposed to be a Q&A, but we
switched the format. Who did we take questions from?
We took questions from the audience.
We did?
The audience.
Pretty sure we just had monologues.
Yeah, I kind of changed the script on this whole thing. But moving forward, we're going to be doing more Q&A style videos. So I will let you guys know on my IG stories when we're going to do these, so you can submit questions. And Paul has agreed to participate more consistently on my YouTube channel. So stay tuned for more of that.
Get excited.
We will see you guys next time.
I hope too many people don't unfollow you.
Why?
Because I'm going to be more involved.
No. People actually really only care about you.
Oh, yeah.
They don't care about my advice.
No one
Anyways,
likes
you're the baby expert. I'm like good at other things.
Like what?
Rude. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
All right. Bye.